Okay, fine.
What page is that?
In the Hebrew, Tav Tav Kof Samech Hey. In the English, I don't know. It's on, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're doing Chet.
We're doing Hey. It's unbelievable Derasha. We know in this week's Parasha, you have Moshe. Hashem tells Moshe to make the Mishkan, to make the Aron, and to make the Kelim. When he tells it over to Betzalel, he switches out the order. What does he do? He says he make the Kelim, the Aron, and the Mishkan. Okay, and Betzalel says, why would I make the Kelim before a house? Right? That makes sense. Hashem tells Moshe, build the Mishkan and put the Kelim, and then make the Kelim. I mean, when Moshe tells over to Betzalel, the one that's going to do it, he tells a completely different order. What does he say? He says, build the Kelim, Moshe tells him, and then build the Mishkan. It's like buying the furniture before buying the house. And what does Betzalel say? That's not the minhag ha'olam. Shouldn't we make the house first and then put the kelim? And it says that Moshe said, chokhmah. He realized that Betzalel has chokhmah. Okay, let's see. Look at the Gemara. In Berachot Nun Hey Amud Aleph. Amar Rabbi Yishmael bar Nachmani, Amar Rabbi Yehuda. Yochanan.
So he was like 13.
Yes, he was 13. He was 13. Betzalel, why was he called? By the way, you should know that Betzalel had other names. I think he had 5 other names, or 5 names total. Betzalel. He had 5 names. And you know who else had more names? Miriam. Who knew? What?
You left.
I'm leaving again on Monday.
Glad to see you.
So good. Come sit right there. The spot right there for you.
You throw also had 7.
You throw out 7 days. But Miriam, if you look at Rashi, Miriam, we know has 2 days. One is Pu'ah, and there's another one. And this is something that everyone should know concerning where we live. Efrat.
Yes,
I knew that. I heard
Her name was Efrat.
and that's why the Amutah to prevent abortions is called a flat.
Really?
I just think about
Yeah.
that.
That's unbelievable. That is really unbelievable. That's scary. If that's true, that's awesome. If it's not, the reason why, that's even better. No. If it's true, why they call it Efrat? Is it because it's Miriam's name, or just because? So either way, it's amazing. Even if they didn't do it in her name, it's still awesome.
Right.
I don't know. There's oftentimes good reasons to have abortion.
Well, so the Gemara Berachot.
Here we go.
All right, boys.
Think about the hostages stuck in custody.
Just saying.
Here we go.
The worst.
The Gemara Berachot Nun Hey Amud Aleph says, Rabbi Yishmael bar Nachman, you want to hate? He says that Betzalel was called Al Shem Chokhmato because he had brains. Why? When HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Moshe, go tell Betzalel to make the Mishkan, the Aron, and the Kelim. Make the house, the Aron, and the Kelim. Okay? Moshe goes and says Lahefech. He tells the complete opposite. He tells him, make the Kelim, make the Aron, and then make the Mishkan.
Where it goes in, where it comes out. Rashi writes it somewhere.
What do you mean?
If you put in
By Yaakov and Esav. Very good. The 2 balls in the tube.
Like a shoferet.
Yeah. So I actually called my mother because I'm a twin. I called my mother. I said, "How do you know I wasn't made first?" Yeah, we're not identical. We're not identical.
I feel like I heard it before. I'll say
Yeah. So I called my mother. Yeah, you remember this one.
definitely one of the kind shows.
Well, thank you. I hope that's good. I'm sure. So I called my mother up one time. She's like at a supermarket. I go, "Ma, how do you know I wasn't made first? I know I came out last, but maybe I was made first." She goes, "Nope. You were always baby B." I was like, "Okay." So again, so now so when HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells Moshe, he says, "Go tell Betzalel, make the Mishkan, the Aron, and the Kelim." Moshe goes and says the complete opposite. He tells the Betzalel, Hashem said, "Let's make the Kelim, the Aron, and the Mishkan." Flips the order. Betzalel responds to him, Moshe Rabbeinu, minhago shel olam, to make the bite and then bring in the kelim. That's the way of the world. Do you think that Hashem really meant to say, make the Mishkan first and then the Aron and then the kelim? Meaning he's telling him maybe it should be the opposite. And what does he answer? And so Moshe, so this is Betzalel answering. You understand? Hashem tells Moshe to do something. Moshe tells Bezalel to do the complete opposite. Bezalel answers and says, "You sure you meant this? You don't think Hashem meant the other thing?" And when he hears this, that he says exactly what HaKadosh Baruch Hu actually wanted, he says, Betzalel hayita veyadata. What does Betzalel? It means in the shadow of Hashem, right? What's it called?
As though he was like eavesdropping, as though he heard it directly.
Right, that's right. Betzalel, right. He's in the shadow of Hashem, right? Because that's the only way he would have known. Now the question is that the famous question. I think this is a great question, which is not discussed about a lot. Why would Moshe Rabbeinu swap the order? Hashem said, make the Mishkan first.
Right.
Hashem said, make the Mishkan first. And Moshe says, make the Kelim first. Why would he do that? Moshe doesn't do anything without Hashem's say-so. Nah, come on. Moshe Rabbeinu, Anami Kol Adam. There's nobody better than him.
Unless he started with what the essence of it is the most important.
Nah. What are you giving me? Then Hashem would have said the opposite also. Then Hashem would have said the opposite. Right? And also, why is what Betzalel said, why is that considered chokhmah? It's not that big of a deal. You know, he says, don't buy the furniture till you buy. There's a thing where you don't buy the baby crib till you get the baby. It's like a superstition thing, which, you know.
People buy baby runs and equip them before 6 months before the baby comes.
Yeah, we don't do that. Syrians don't do that. It's a superstition thing, but we don't. We wait till the baby comes. The baby comes, and we'll do it. Huh?
You can order it, but you don't actually buy.
You don't bring it in. Don't bring it in.
You don't pick it up until the baby is born.
Huh?
You order it, but you don't pick it up till
You don't pick it up till the baby's born. It's just weird. It's just
There's a story with someone who says that you should do preparing it. That's what caused the baby to, like, they didn't have a baby.
So that was the story. That was the story I'll tell you that I heard specifically because we said crib. I'll tell you. Listen. There was a story about two avrechim that used to go to their rabbi, and before they went to the rabbi, they would go stay by this house, and they would go every year. And one year, the woman asked, "Could you get a beracha for me that we should have a baby? We don't have a baby, okay?" So they said, "No problem." Goes, gets the beracha, comes back the following year, baby. There's a baby, beauty. What?
Nothing.
You good?
I'm good.
Are you good? So everyone's good. I'm glad we're good.
Everyone here is good.
That's all that matters right now, no?
We're good because we're here.
All right. So listen. So now they see that there's a baby there, that the woman had the baby. So great. Now they go to the rabbi to tell that the beracha came true, which is great. But the rabbi sees that one of the rechim don't look so hot. It doesn't look so great. So he tells him, he goes, "What's the matter?" So he says, "Rabbi, I'm asking you every year for a baby. My wife is barren. I'm asking you every year for a kid. She doesn't even come to you. She doesn't even know who you are." So he says, "It's true. But you know what the difference is between you and her?" She goes, "What?" He goes, "I know she bought the crib. When you returned and you told her we got you the beracha, she got all excited. She assumed it was a done deal. So she went out and bought a crib. You didn't. You got the beracha, but if you believe in the beracha, it's going to come true. Because Hashem will protect emunat hachamim. You understand? Whatever the hachamim say is emet. It doesn't matter who you go to, who you don't go to, who you hold by, who you don't buy. If you get a beracha from a rabbi and you believe it, it will happen. How about that? Take that to the bank. Okay? Okay. Could someone tell her they're too loud? Okay. No, I can't. You, because you tell her. Tell her. So, all right. So now again, what's the chokhmah? What's the chokhmah? What's the chokhmah?
I'm telling you, me too. I'm done.
Okay, what's the chokhmah? What's the chokhmah that Betzalel did that Moshe was so astounded that he's saying the minhag of the world is not to take what's it called? Not to put the furniture in before you get the house. Why is that such chokhmah? And why would Moshe swap the order? That's really weird that Moshe swapped the order.
That's what's more confusing here, not that Betzalel would say, whoa, hey.
No, but listen, but what Betzalel said wasn't enough for Moshe to say, "Wow, you're in the shade of God." It was such a great thing. What is it's crazy? Why is it such an astounding thing? There's something that Moshe understood by Betzalel's words without even with something in between the text. So let's find out what it is, because Moshe said you must have been in God's shade. So now here's the great question: What has more kedusha? You ready for this? Here's the trivia part of the class. What has more kedusha? The building, the Beit HaMikdash, or the Mishkan, or the Kelim? Or the Kelim? So let's see. You understand the question? There's a question. What is more kadosh? The Kelim of the Mishkan or the Mishkan itself? You ready?
They're equal.
Who said?
Hashem commanded so.
So?
They're both equal.
But something has more.
The proof is that the kelim are more kadosh because they last longer.
Are you cheating? Are you cheating? I think you're cheating. That's right. You have a side. You could say both.
Right. It can always,
You could say, look what it says. You could say on one side that the kedusha of the aron and the kelim are greater than the Mishkan itself. How do you know? Because the Beit HaMikdash and the Mishkan were destroyed.